Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Stanley, the CEO at the Lord's Place, and I want to personally welcome you to this year's SleepIn for SleepOut. This event is dedicated to the thousands of men, women, and children who sleep out on our streets every night. I hope you will be inspired when you hear those stories, and most of all, I hope you will open your hearts so that you can learn about how you can help us serve those in need. As we all know, this past year has been very difficult. And what we have discovered is what the world needs now is love, sweet love.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Listen, Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb.
There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow.
There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know
What the world needs now is love,
sweet love.
It's the only thing
That there's
just too little
our
of.
world needs
What
love.
the world
Needs now is love, sweet love.
No, not just for some, oh, but just for
No, not just for some.
everyone.
Love. That's what this world needs. We need love. We must love one another.
Hi, I'm Corny Thornburg. Love. Love is elemental to all we do in life. Without love, we can't survive, even if we have the bare necessities. The ancients described those essentials, earth, fire, water, and air, as the key elements of life. But the alchemy that binds them all is love. We humans can't exist without it. To be alone and without the touch of another human being is to destroy the essence of our souls. To be in the shadows and forgotten is the ultimate cruelty. What's the worst we can do to others? Lock them away in solitary confinement, in the back alleys, place them alone in a prison cell, or even simply ignore those not like us. Tonight, we are not here to celebrate the worst in us, but to celebrate the best. We are here to celebrate love. Love is the key to all we do here at the Lord's Place. Love that inspires our outreach teams and TLP staff to meet those who are forgotten on our streets. Love that drives our donors to support our programs. Love that clears the path forward for our clients. It is our clients who take the difficult steps to re-enter society, to accept that unconditional love and be accepted for who they are, not what they have been labeled. Welcome. It's Sleep In for Sleep Out 2021, and let's officially proclaim the love feast has begun. As we start to crawl out from our own isolation enforced on us by this cruel pandemic, we can begin to spread our love to our families, friends, and all those in this community. It's a new beginning on so many fronts. So now is the time to broadcast our love, and however you want to do it now, because the world desperately needs our love. Here we go.
Welcome to Sleep In for Sleep Out. This year's theme is What the World Needs Now is Love. And love has always been the foundation of everything we do at the Lord's Place. When Joe Ranieri, our founder, opened up the first soup kitchen, a banner adorned the wall that read, "To serve with love is the secret to a happy life." And 40 years later, that meaning still rings true. To serve others is the greatest act of love. Today, as the Lord's Place has evolved, our motto is, we just love on them. This is the driving force behind everything we do. And we know that the language of love is expressed in many different ways. And in every corner of our world, you will see it and feel it. In our community engagement and street outreach, love is perseverance. Our willingness to never stop engaging with those living on the streets, those that live in their cars or in the parks or other inhabitant places. Our purpose is to meet them where they are, to keep engaging and showing a deep love for them. You know, so often after years of living on the street, so many of our clients don't feel that they deserve to be loved. But we think differently. Despite their appearances, their belongings, their behavioral health, we believe they are worthy of being loved. We are motivated by our deep belief that no human being should ever die alone on the streets, and so we are honored to keep loving on them. Or if you entered any of our housing programs, Man Place for single men, Burkle Place Campus for single women, the Family Campus, Operation Home Ready for our most chronic individuals, you would feel a deep sense of respect and dignity. Community is the secret language of love for those who reside in our housing programs. A community of brothers, sisters, and families who have grown to accept one another for who they are and always encourage them to be more than what they thought possible. They prove that we are meant to live together. When they leave our housing program, they take that sense of community to their new independent life, making the rest of our community a better place. The language of love in our job training and placement is empowerment. Giving our clients the tools to become self-sufficient, to hear their dreams, their career paths, their willingness to take baby steps to achieve their goals. Or to watch them learn the world of technology, which empowers them to stay connected to the bigger world. It is a love that gives them the confidence to find a purposeful life. And then you walk into our catering department or thrift stores, which are our social enterprises. And love is represented by being part of real-world experience. Our clients are integrated into a business environment which embraces their gifts and talents. And then you walk into our reentry world. Love is translated into forgiveness, in letting the past go and giving people a second chance. Look, being released from incarceration can be fearful, unsure of the world you left behind. But when they come to the Lord's place, they are surrounded by love. We encourage them to forgive themselves, and by doing so, our reentry clients emerge with hope and redemption. Love is who we are at the Lord's place. It's a verb that comes to life through the dedication of our staff, the leadership of our board of directors, the faithfulness of our volunteers, the amazing partnerships of our funders, the support of our government leaders, and the thousands of people like all of you who support us each and every year. Tonight, as we celebrate Sleep In for Sleep Out, this simple act expresses our hope and love for those who have no place to call home. As David Wilkinson said, love is not only something you feel, it is something you do. Thank you, my friends, for doing your part tonight. Let's keep showing the world that what we need is love, and let your actions always reflect that. Most of all, thank you for your support so that we can keep loving on our clients. God bless you.
My life prior was excellent. I was very blessed to have good job opportunities. My family, we're well situated. The children are doing great in school, and just a normal life. Then one day I just wasn't feeling well, so just overly exhausted. I knew something was wrong. So now I'm no longer working. I am going back and forth to the doctor's visits, hospitals, and the savings getting really small. I had to actually reach out to family members and friends. And then comes the embarrassment. At the time when we were in the car, one was in high school, the other one in middle school. My baby, he was still in elementary, he was still in the first grade. So he didn't understand what was going on. It's the children just were, I think they're in shock mostly. And, of course, you try not to break down in front of them. It's traumatic for the children as well, because they're not understanding and they're trying to figure out what they did while we're in this position, and that's truly what happens. You as a parent, you're trying to go through your life and going, okay, where did I hit it wrong, or what happened? The first time I knew my success was guaranteed, and I knew that I truly had a hand in dictating what was next for my life, is when I met the staff at the Lord's Place, particularly Miss Marie.
We kind of just wrapped them in love, and just became a family around them. And they became family to us. They counted on us. It was an honor for us to serve them. We looked forward to serving them every single day. And when you are family, family builds each other up, right?
One day my daughter comes to me and she says, "Mom, you know what? I am going to go to college." And I think I cried and laughed at the same time.
Youth services helped Sinead create a future by building her belief in herself. She expressed at one point not wanting to go to college, but she just felt rallied around. Everybody building her up and taking her on tours to Palm Beach State College and just giving her the belief in herself that this could be her future. She could have that life.
So what do you want to do? Like with school, what are you going to focus on?
FAMU, and I'm going to focus on focusing on pre-law, and I'm going to minor in psychology.
The relationship that was developed at the Lord's Place, it's a lifelong relationship. There's always that gratitude.
That's very good job.
Very proud of him.
Super cool.
So the love that we see between Marie and the Bowman family is the same kind of love you would find in every corner of our world at the Lord's Place. Whether you were at the Man Place, or you were at job training, or you were in community engagement, it's about loving people, and it's about loving them completely and totally. And the staff, they're just amazing human beings that are so dedicated to this mission and so dedicated to those who are hurting and to the poor and the homeless that they give all of themselves to them in order to help make sure that they feel loved.
So currently, I work part-time in the information technology field. I also have a company called Klaj LLC. We do residential and business cleaning. My daughter got accepted. She's in a pre-law program currently. That's the one that's in high school now. My 8-year-old. So when I went to the Lord's Place, he was struggling in school because he was speech delayed. Well, we had access to so much resources, a lot of counseling opportunities, and I'm proud to say that he's actually tested on grade level and he's doing excellent right now in the 3rd grade. The future for a family as it stands right now is limitless. Okay, we'd like to aspire for greatness, of course. We have a lot more goals that we're going to be fulfilling and we've set for ourselves, but I'm proud of where we are today. I'm proud of how far we've come.
What a beautiful story of love, and especially for a family that was able to rebuild their life. And now I get to share with you another form of love. We have been so blessed over the last 5 years to have the Honorable Ann Brown as part of our TLP family. She has blessed us with her generous hearts and her kindness, and this year is no different. I'd like to invite her and Jack Scarola, one of our founding board members, to share with you a special announcement.
I'm Jack Scarola, and I'm proud to have been associated with the Lord's Place since the very first day this organization began, now over 40 years ago. And I am extremely honored to be here today with the Honorable Ann Brown. And in 40 years of association with the Lord's Place, there has never been a donor. There have never been donors like you and your late husband, Don, who have been so extraordinarily generous with matching grants. Tell us what motivates that generosity.
We get such joy, Donald did when he was alive, and I continue to do this in his honor. We get such joy out of giving to the Lord's Place. But I love what the Lord's Place does and how they do it. It is an honor for me to be able to provide this.
Well, you have been so extraordinarily generous in the past, but I understand that your generosity this year is literally limitless, that whatever we are able to raise through the enthusiasm of this community, you are prepared to match.
I'm not only prepared, I'm anxious. But if you see a lady faint, you'll know that I hope to hear a very, very big number. What is that Don worked very hard for us to be able to provide for places like the Lord's Place. That's it. That's what you work for. And it is not that it's limitless, but that it's done with love.
Well, we are so very pleased that you and Don found a home with the Lord's Place. Thank you.
Hello, we're the Thomas family.
Yeah, being selected as the honorary SleepOut family is a huge honor. I mean, I know I'm very humbled. I think we're very humbled by it because we've been following the Lord's Place and this event for the last 5 years and have been so impressed. I think SleepOut is such an impactful event because it's experiential. And, you know, in the spirit of empathy, you know, even though like our tent is set up in our backyard and it really doesn't, you know, mimic having to like sleep on the streets.
It's given us a huge perspective on the lives of others who are just less fortunate, and it's really nice to get to know that.
But I think just that little perspective of not being in your home, of being outside in the weather and the conditions, and I think it helps you be more compassionate and understanding.
Right. I think it's about growing your awareness of what somebody else is experiencing, and as Travis said, in very small ways.
My favorite part of the Lord's Place Sleep Out was getting to hear everyone's stories of not having a home and then now where they are right now. It's pretty nice.
What I would want somebody to know about the Lord's Place and their mission to end that cycle of homelessness is that there's a deep sense of caring in the transformation of each individual.
Being involved with the Lord's Place has helped me to understand my own privilege while seeing the experiences of other people.
Yeah, I think the Sleep Out event is such a great entry point for the community to have a better understanding of what the Lord's Place is all about and to be able to contribute in a very simple, easy, and impactful way. and hopefully as a result, think of more things that can be done to support, the Lord's Place and the clients that they serve. And, it doesn't take a lot, really, to get involved. 1, 2, 3.
Sleep out!
Thank you, Thomas family, for being our Sleep In for Sleep Out honorary family. You are infectious with your kindness and your generosity, but most of all, we want to say thank you for always remembering about the Lord's Place all year long. You are a true example of what true servanthood means. Thank you. And now I would like to share with you a story about TJ and Frank, 2 men, one who lived on the street for years and the other who saw potential in him.
I truly believe that if I hadn't met Frank, that I might have been one of those guys that died out there on the streets, because in the last year I was out there, there were 7 people that I knew that had OD'd and died.
On my way to work, I would drive by homeless people, and I saw them out there in need, and my heart reached out to them. And that's why I first became involved with them and became involved with TJ.
I think that he saw something in me that I didn't see, because there was a time I was hopeless. I'd go to sleep at night and I would pray that I wouldn't wake up in the morning, and then I'd wake up and it was the same old thing, stuck in addiction. And I went to 45th Street and I met some guys that were homeless. and I started drinking with them, and you know what? I ended up staying on the streets for 4 years. The worst part of it is that I was disconnected from my mom. I'd lie, to get things and stuff. And I'm sure she had tons of sleepless nights and cried, and I took them nights away from her,
I probably continued to meet with TJ off and on for a couple of years. And I would see him most every day, and so it was a regular thing. I believe that TJ wanted to get off the street, and we were able to hook him up with the Lord's Place.
It wasn't easy, off the first, because I didn't go through treatment and have a bunch of clean time when I got here. I came right off the streets. So, my head was still wrapped up in addiction. I jumped right into AA again, and I got a sponsor. I started praying, and things started happening, good things.
And the main key thing in life, don't be afraid to go to the next level.
I never thought about going back to school after 35 years, 40 years, but I did, and is it a struggle? Yeah, I'm not the computer genius like these kids are, but you know what? I'm doing very well, and I really like what I'm doing. I'm doing addiction studies and counseling and stuff, and they said you're a good example for people, okay? And I never thought of myself that as an example, but you know what? I do feel blessed and I do want to help others, that are struggling.
Like every client that walks through our door, TJ not only needed to be loved, but he needed to have hope. So many of our people come to us and they just feel unworthy. They just don't feel like they deserve anything than the life that they've lived on the streets for so long. I believe that there's this kissing cousins between love and hope, right? When you love somebody, you give them hope. And when you give someone hope, they learn to love. And with that, they learn to heal. And then they realize that they are worthy of both. And so TJ needed some hope. And that's what we gave him. And that's what Mr. Hogan gave him the moment he stopped looking at him as just someone on the street corner and looked at him as a human being.
TJ is still very much the same person, but he is leading life more fully now, thanks to the Lord's Place. I look on the Lord's Place as a place of hope and refuge, a chance for people to recreate their lives, to have a redo. It is beyond comprehension that there is a place like this that is able to do that.
The relationship with my mother, you know, is very important to me. I don't want to let these people down in my life that have, you know, been there always. I don't want to hurt them anymore, you know. Frank showed up at just the right time when I absolutely was giving up on myself, and he didn't, you know. People say, you know, you got to do it for yourself, but you know what? I did it for my mother could sleep. I did it for, you know, for Frank to be proud. I did it for Miss Diana to be proud of me, you know, and I did it for myself.
He has really recreated his life. And the Lord's Place certainly believes in second chances and sometimes third chances and fourth chances. And I think we all need that in our lives. And we've all been in situations where a helping hand has been needed and a little forgiveness too.
Thank you, Frank, for being such a valued member of our community and helping us change the lives of someone like TJ. And now I would like to introduce you to another volunteer who is so very special and does amazing work for the Lord's Place.
I've been volunteering at the Lord's Place for a very long time. I totally enjoy the experience every time I come, simply because I see so many people trying to help others, and it's contagious, and being kind to someone is contagious. And that's all I've ever seen here at the Lord's Place. I worked at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office for 28 years, and I've had quite an opportunity to meet lots of people, a lot of people who are incarcerated. And it's really a great thing to walk in one afternoon, serve and start talking, and I speak to someone, they're like, oh my gosh, this is you. And I said, yes, it's me, and I told you one day I'll see you on the street, and this is a great place for you to be seen, for me to really connect with you. So with that experience of knowing people that have been through other issues prior to coming to the Lord's Place, that has helped me immensely because I'm able to communicate with them at different levels. Palm Beach County needs help, and the Lord's Place is here to help Palm Beach County. For all of the people that are struggling, trying to keep a roof over their heads. Even though there may be people who decide they don't want to keep a roof over their head, they prefer to be where they are, they still come here to get guidance. And that's the most important thing. So I would say the Lord's Place is outstanding and very caring.
One of my favorite things to do is to go visit all the campuses, and I had the opportunity to go and spend the afternoon with the children at the family campus. I was able to play with them and hear what they were doing in school and just talking to them. And one of the things that we discussed was I asked them, what do you think the world needs now?
I think the world needs more artistic people. I chose more artistic people because I love art, I love drawing, I love anything that relates to art.
I think the world needs more shelter for homeless. I think homeless should not stay on the streets because it's kind of cold and it rains. So I think it should have shelter. And I think the world needs cats because I love cats.
I would change racism in the world.
And you can say it out loud.
I would say less hungry people.
Less hungry people. You're about hunger. Good. Okay. What is yours going to be? Look at that. A happy face? Mm-hmm. Yay.
Living here at the family campus helps me a lot because to not be homeless, to help me get food when they have the pantries. And it also helps me when we can go to the youth center and watch movies and while your parents are working.
I want to change homeless people. I want to help homeless people get a place to stay and stuff. Lord's Place make my world better because they always help my family when they need anything.
Is there anything else that's missing? Is there anything else that we could be doing for each other to make the world a better place?
Kindness.
Kindness is totally one. There you go.
I think more people need opportunities to get houses, because I know there's homeless people that don't even have any houses.
Living at the Lord's Place makes my world better because they help me and my dad have a roof over our head and eat.
ESS. You know what that means?
Homeless.
No home. No homeless, right? How do we make no homelessness? How do we do that?
So
what do you think?
I think we can, I can make 5 shelters.
That would be lovely.
More loving people. No more hatred. More animals.
Because if you hate people, then you're basically going to get treated the way that you treat other people, so you want to be kind to people when you get treated kind.
Hate is a weakness that some people have.
Living here at the Lord Place makes my life better because I can play with all my friends, I can go to the park, and I can go to the youth center.
It helps my world because it provides me with a home, because we didn't have a home until when we moved here, so I'm glad that it provided us a strong house.
You see, when I came to the Lord's Place, I was unable to do the things that I used to do when I was growing up. I always wanted to be a musician, and I was out to a good start, but I couldn't, I fell short for a long period of time. Oh, when the night has come, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. And when I came to the Lord's Place, they gave me hope. They started me over. They made things easier for me to grab a hold of because I was a wrecking ball. And I'm so grateful that they gave me the opportunity to start over, get my priorities right. And I can do the things and live the dreams that I always intended on living. So I can honestly tell you that I got my life back. Actually, going into my own apartment to be self-sufficient and independent. You know, it's been over 30 years that I struggled with addiction. And I can honestly say I'm focused. So yeah, I have plans, I have goals. And being in here, most of them are met. If you are ready to get your life right, you can start at the Lord's Place.
Hi, I'm Holly Magliacetti, co-founder and CEO of Genetics Institute of America and a corporate sponsor of today's event. We are thrilled as a team to be supporting the Lord's Place and the work that they do. As a company, we've come to know and appreciate their work firsthand with delicious food from Joshua's Catering all the way to hiring clients that have graduated through the program, and they've become beloved and well-respected members of our team. As a Genetics Institute, we take pride in focusing on the multi-generational effects of the testing that we do. And we see that same multi-generational impact in the work that the Lord's Place does. When you're able to provide a home and stability to an individual, that has a ripple effect on an entire family and all of the people that are connected with that person. And that's a big deal in our community. As residents and as local business owners, we want to be part of the solution. But it's not just about one person or one company. We internally, our entire team has had an absolute blast over the last few weeks, having an internal competition to see who could raise more money. Because what this event is really all about is love, and that's what makes all of the difference, person to person, neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend. It's all about love.
Can you imagine a life without limits? Oh, sure, we need some rules to live by. Traffic lights are good. On the other hand, all-you-can-eat buffets, maybe not so good. But if we live within narrow confines, it's too easy to think of all the ways something can't be done. At the Lord's Place, we think of what can be done beyond the borders. Diana Stanley likes to say we color outside the lines. And why do we think this way? Because each and every one who works at this agency, who comes through our doors, who meets our clients on the streets, or encounters a resident on one of our campuses, will be met with love. We believe that a community founded on principles of dignity, respect, and above all, love for one another will thrive. Yes, I know there are limits in life, and one of the biggest hurdles we face is money. Money to keep our programs running, to keep our campuses and supportive housing secure, and to support all that our hardworking staff does to break the cycle of homelessness. And that's why I'm so proud to announce that we, in the spirit of all we do, have a donor who has not placed any limit on her support of this agency. The Honorable Ann Brown wants to give the Lord's Place a lot of money, and she wants you to help. You see, for every dollar you give to support SleepIn for SleepOut, she will match your gift, no matter how high you go. Let me say that again. No matter how much you give, Ann will give just as much. That's an example of the boundless generosity that Ann has shown this agency over and over. Now, I know of no other way than to respect her wishes by giving as much as I can to make this SleepOut one for the record books. If you've already given, thank you. Ann is writing a check. If you are about to make a gift, please do as much as you can. Ann will match it. And if you are thinking about making a donation, what are you waiting for? Ann is standing by. Take a moment to look at the many easy ways shown on the screen that you can help make Ann's day. Thank you, Ann. Thank you all out there for helping to spread the love and by being here to support the Lord's Place.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope that you were inspired by the stories and that you felt the love that we share for those that we serve. Now we're going to come to our candlelight ceremony, which is my favorite part of SleepIn for SleepOut. So I want you to go grab a candle. Go anywhere. You can have a candle like this, or just go grab a candle or electric candle, whatever works for you. But the purpose of this candle is this is a symbol for all of us to come together in unity and to say we are going to work together to end homelessness in our community. So as we light this candle, remember it is our responsibility to love all people, no matter where they are in their world. So I'm going to light my candle now. I invite you to join me and do the same. Here we go. And now with my lit candle, I'm going to invite Jan Phillips to come up and lead us in our closing song, which is Go Light Your World.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes it home. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Ooh, take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still hold a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. 'Cause we are a family whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles and light up the sky, praying for an answer to help our homeless, make us a beacon in the darkest time. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, deceived and poor, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for always leaving us with an inspirational song. And tonight we say thank you for being part of this event. Special thanks to our sponsors who have made this event possible, to our amazing staff, and to everybody that's helped us. And I'd like to do a special thanks, if I can, to Lisa Gordon and her entire crew, her video crew, who made these stories come to life again. And she is just one of our special people in our life. So thank you, Lisa. All right, my friends, God bless you all, and we will see you at the breakfast. Until then, be safe, be well, and continue to spread the love.